Передусім, наше завдання підтримувати контакт з американською стороною. Друге, наше завдання, щоб не так сталося, що ми залишимось в переговорному контенті виключно ми з Росією, тому що поки що, на жаль, Європи не дуже багато в переговорах. Ми робимо все для цього. Європа хоче, до речі, також. Росія їх не дуже бачить, але це несправедливо. І для нас важливі гарантії безпеки від Європи. І насамперед сьогодні витрачають гроші на Україну виключно Європа. Давайте будемо чесні. Також наші партнери з Канади, Японія гуманітарно допомагає, але більшість грошей – це виключно Європа. Вони нам потрібні. Ми підтримуємо контакт з американською стороною в усіх напрямках, як я вже відповів, шановні журналісти, що зараз секретар Рубіо, далі за 2 години ми проведемо кол з Віткофом і з Кушнером, прямо звідси. І тому ми будемо робити все, щоб жодної сторін цього переговорного процесу не могла звинуватити Україну, що ми гальмуємо, що ми не підтримуємо закінчення війни, що від нас щось залежить, і такі сигнали ми з вами дивні, іноді чуємо в пресі, що від нас залежить закінчення війни, виключно від України, а ми не йдемо на це. Тому ми не даємо таких, скажімо так, дитячих пасів. Тому ми дорослі в цьому напрямку і вважаю, що робимо все, щоб не помилятися, бо дороговартісні помилки дипломатичні. Що стосується з усіма партнерами, ми працюємо над гарантіями безпеки. Як я говорив, ми дуже близькі в цілому з цим проєктом. Ми сьогодні зустрічалися з сенаторами. Ми сказали, що ми дуже хочемо збільшити гарантії безпеки щодо років, щоб вони були більш дієві для інвесторів. Зараз була зустріч з інвесторами, з бізнесом, і для них потрібні гарантії, які б були довше, ніж 5-10 років тощо. Сьогодні у нас є пропозиції від американської сторони на 15 років, ми хочемо мати 20 років плюс. 30, 50, на що піде адміністрація і Конгрес, подивимось.
Conrad, please. Germany. Yes, Conrad.
Michael Fischer,
Oh, sorry.
German press agency. Mr. President, the Europeans are not at the negotiation table at the moment. Do you want them to get back?
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Yes.
What do you think about the efforts of President Macron to talk directly to Putin?
It's his decision. He told me before, and he had coordination with some other leaders. I'm not sure that I have to share with whom of Europeans he shared. I mean, it's his direction. Emmanuel was very open with me. What about they spoke and what the result and estimation of new steps in this direction. I think that Europe has to fix what way they want to coordinate in any kind of negotiations. To my mind, my suggestion that Putin will play games with one, with another, then with the sword, with the force to divide the Europe and to give everybody some prize, some sweets, just to give them that they will get feeling that they are decisive in this. Emmanuel is totally on our side, on Ukrainian side, and but I think again and again that the most clear pressure on Putin, the most clear negotiations will be more helpful for all of us, because a lot of different people, a lot of leaders, and that's why I think if Europe will be with the United States, with Russia, and with Ukraine at the same table, we will have more chances to end this war. I think so. And that's why I shared it the same with Emmanuel also.
Speaking about France.
At the moment, you don't see Europe being coordinated on
No, Europe is coordinated. They try, and we help as much as possible. Some can tell with details what we do, but I mean this. I don't want to speak about all the details. I mean this Europe also very different, but now Europe is the leader of support for Ukraine, and that's why we need to unite everybody.
Speaking about France, go to the
it's been 4 years already of war. You see Trump playing with your nerves. You keep saying you're frustrated with the way things are going in Europe. It's too slow. Emmanuel Macron will not be the president of France next year. He's going to be out of office. My question is to you personally. How are you personally, and how long can you keep doing this with all this frustration that you've got?
Thank you very much. Yes, I mean, this Emmanuel is with us. 1 year, it's a big part of this war, quarter of this war. Yes, a year. It's a long period of time. I hope that we can finish this war during this year. And I think a lot of things, of course, depends on the leader, but a lot of things depends on society support. And I think that French people support Ukraine, don't support Putin. That's why we count on this support. I hope that it will not decrease. But again and again, of course, if the leader brings, Russian narratives, of course, it's a big problem for us.
And how are you psychologically?
Me? I'm okay. What do you think?
You look tired.
I'm tired?
You look tired. And it's been 4 years already.
Don't look at me. No. Thank you so much. Of course, but all of us are tired in Ukraine. I think so. But we have to do our job to save our country, to defend our rights and our people. So I think that we are at the same boat. Yes, tired but strong.
Galina, please. Galina.
Дякую за цю можливість. Це наступний переговорний трек у Женеві. Про що саме будуть говорити переговірники? Які саме треки будуть обговорювати? Чи будуть обговорювати наступні обмінні процеси? І як саме українцям зрозуміти конструктив цих перемовин? Тому що ми в Україні сидимо під цими жахливими ракетними шахетними атаками на Далі.
Можливо, має сенс англійською, щоб повторювати кілька разів.
In English, not to repeat the same question. Okay. Thank you for the question. So about Switzerland. So the mandate of our group, our group, all the surnames, all the representatives. Of course, Rustem will lead this group. Will continue to do it. The first one, we have political sector, and we have military sector. The surprise is that Russians changed, the leader of the group. This is a surprise to my mind because they want to postpone the decisions. But it's too, maybe I'm pessimistic a little bit, but we count on Americans that we will continue and they will not give Russia to postpone or to say let's begin negotiations from the very, very beginning because we have the new group. Yes, I think that will be a big mistake, and I hope that our American partner will not give such possibility to Russians play with them. So military and political. About the military, they have to accept the monitoring mission, how it will be in the case when the war will end, the monitoring of ceasefire. That what they have to accept. And only one thing between us. And then exchanging of war prisoners. So they have about 7,000, maybe a little bit less, of Ukrainian warriors. We have, for today, I think more than 4,000 already. And it's good news because we had 1,500. And for today, we have a little bit more than 4,000. It means that we can exchange. So we are ready if they will say all to all, great. If they will say 1,000 to 1,000, not great, but very good. So, but if they will say 100 to 100, we will do it, of course, for us. Any such step, it's a positive decision. This mandate our group has. And about the political decisions, Rustam, you can give comment?
Yeah, President gave instructions and directives to discuss on the land. We have stay where we stay. It's not just, it's not good, it's not fair, because for us it's just these 1991 borders. But this option is on the table that we discussed. The second option was potentially that U.S. and others, European allies, said about a free economic zone. We are elaborating around it, and details we will tell later.
Mr. President,
Deborah, please.
You can join the European Union in 2027. Seriously, what do you
This
think?
is a part of our security guarantees. We spoke about security guarantees, but we need a package, and United States and Europe, they accepted that. They think that bilateral security guarantees between us and United States is crucial. Trilateral between United States, Europe, and Ukraine is very important. It's been coalition with the backstop of the United States, and our membership in EU is the third part of security guarantees. So we need it. This is the package for us. one doesn't work with another because it's economical security guarantees. We speak about the date. We underlined it more and more that we have to be ready. My team has to prepare. The government team, the parliamentarian, they have to prepare everything. Technically, Ukraine has to be ready in 2027. But the date of accession depends on all these dialogues with 27 members. But we need the date. We are speaking to fix the date in this document. I said it previously. I think that with all respect to the United States and Europe, but if we will not have the date in the document, I think that Russia will block our membership in future. And it will be the problem for all of us because they will use some other countries or by themselves because they don't want us to be in EU.
Yes, Deborah, Sky News.
Deborah Haynes from Sky News. The UK and some other allies today have come out and said that Alexei Navalny was killed with a deadly toxin, probably from a lab, that comes from Ecuadorian dart frogs. And they say that it's only Russia that could have done this. What do you say?
Only who?
Only Russia. Only Vladimir Putin's Kremlin that could be behind this. So what do you say to that? Are you worried that Putin might try to use this kind of poison against you? And what needs to be done by the West to deter Vladimir Putin from poisoning his enemies?
A very difficult question. I mean, I don't know what will be tomorrow. I'm really open for this. We have to fight each day. So our life, each day, new life. Each day, new life. One goal, how to survive. I'm not thinking about myself because a lot of people, we lost a lot of people. So I'm one of all the people in Ukraine who are in Ukraine, and we fight for this. So I can't think about Vladimir Putin and about his poison ambitions, if he has, I don't know, but he had, yes, and I think I can't think about it because otherwise I will think only about it. But I don't have time on it. So they attack us with, you see, hundreds of drones and missiles. What is the difference between poison and missile? I don't see the difference.
Max.
And about Navalny, I don't know. Maybe I think that Russians. I think that he did it, but I don't know what they used for this killing.
Максим Драбок, Deutsche Welle. Скажіть, будь ласка, чи є якийсь апдейт в контексті європейських військ в Україні? Ви зустрічалися зокрема з канцлером Мерцом. Чи є шанс, що Німеччина перегляне свою позицію? Війська можуть бути потенційно в Україні, а не на кордоні з Україною?
About coalition of the willings and about the troops in Ukraine, you know my position is next. From first days of the war, of course, all our soldiers, all our people wanted, of course, not to be alone during this fight. But I never could publicly propose to have troops from other countries because I was afraid, and I think I'm right, because I tried to raise this topic, but I understand the reaction. I never raised the topic to involve other troops to Ukraine during the war because I thought that we will lose any kind of support. And I was afraid, and I will not risk now. Because the high price of this risk. This is the decision of each country. And even after this war ends, it was the idea of coalition of the willings from France, from Emmanuel. Of course, I support it, but it was the signal from him and from UK that after ceasefire, after we will have ceasefire, we are ready to put troops. And the coalition of the willings, one or another country, they have to put troops somewhere, to soldiers, somewhere it's about sky, somewhere security in the water, in the sea. And of course, we support this idea very much. And of course, Russia is against this idea. And of course, when we speak with Americans, and they said, that, for example, that Russia is against, but they will not attack you. My question is this simple. So if they don't want to continue the war or third time to come to us, why are they afraid, Europeans? They're just staying. Why do you afraid? So if you don't want to go, why are you afraid of them? Why are you afraid? Because you know why. Yeah.
You had a follow-up.
He wants to have opportunity to come back. He has this in his mind, I'm sure.
До Німеччини також Наталія Фібріх 1+1. Після ваших перемовин із Мерцем, але не тільки з ним, чи вважаєте ви, що якась є перспектива отримання Україною нових видів зброї, чи взагалі тема Таурусів взагалі вже немає її в контексті Німеччини? І також недавно в Німеччині була дискусія стосовно повернення сирійських біженців додому, бо там закінчилася війна. Чи думаєте ви, що з 27-го року може бути така дискусія в Німеччині стосовно українських біженців?
I'll answer about immigrations of Ukrainians in Ukrainian language, if it's possible. Okay? Дивіться, що стосується українців, безумовно, їх дуже багато в Польщі, і безумовно, їх дуже багато в Німеччині. І зрозуміло, що буде підійматися тема, що стосується фінансування українців за кордоном, фінансової підтримки. Я думаю, що багато буде пов'язано виключно з цим. Чи може дозволити собі та чи інша держава, в даному випадку Німеччина, тому що вона вкладає багато грошей в Україну. Це правда. Мілітарі тощо. Тому ці питання будуть підніматися. Що я вам можу сказати? Ми повинні бути в діалозі з нашими партнерами. Такі питання будуть підійматися. Бо я так само, як і ви, відчуваю це по риториці наших друзів. Хоча канцлер мені про це не говорив прямо.
А Тауруси все?
Тауруси не все. Ще ж війна не закінчилась.
Yeah. They want to hear about Taurus in English.
About Taurus, so there is no decision about Taurus from Germany. Yeah, if you're asking this, so you know that yesterday we opened the line of co-production. Is great, and really congratulations. It's a successful line. I was there in production, good one. With Ukrainian and Germany production, and we began to build drones. And already these drones are on the front line. Not all of them, because they will build a big package of drones. But this is a good thing. About Taurus, so we don't have decision from German side. I'll be honest with you, but I have to find this balance in dialogue. What to choose? I can't choose everything. I want to choose everything during the war. I'm very open for you, but I can't. Yes. So I think you understand why I can't. So I have to choose something, and I'm choosing what I can get now.
You still need Taurus?
Yes.
Maybe.
Thank you. Emma Burrows from the Associated Press. You said previously that the concessions throughout these talks have often focused mostly on Ukraine and not on Russia. How interested do you think the Americans are now at achieving a just and lasting peace in Ukraine? And also, how do you think Russia and Ukraine can come to an agreement over the Donbass when you've got such differing views at the moment?
American side told us very openly, we spent so many time, our groups, and a lot of hours with Americans, and already with Russians, but more with Americans, much more. So their message is next. If Ukraine will withdraw from Donbass by themselves, as quick as possible, peace will come. This is guarantees from Russia. And our messages are next. That yes, and when we speak with Americans, that there have been a lot of different questions from Russian side to us and etc. And they said that you see that they did a lot. That we are raising only one topic: land concessions. Yes, swaps or something like this. Yeah, and I said, to my mind, maybe I'm mistaken. I think that they never had another goals than only occupation of Ukraine and minimum what they want, Donbass, the Donetsk region, but 100%. To sell this like a victory to their society, maybe even not to their society. Sometimes we think that to their society, but I think maybe to himself. This is victory for himself, and I'm not sure that he's thinking how to sell something to his society. He can sell everything, because he did it 30 years. And so that's why we can't withdraw from our territory or exchange our territory, one piece to another piece of our territory. It's something a little bit crazy. Sorry, and that's why this is not just a land. 200,000 people there, thousands been killed there, especially on this direction, especially on this Donbass, and the war which was 2014 began in 2014 began from the east and Crimea. So it's a historical mistake that nobody answered to Putin directly in 2014. It's a historical mistake. He couldn't occupy everything. He was not so brave as today or as during full-scale war. In 2014, his army came without, I don't know how in English.
Equipment, uniform.
Without uniform, without Russian uniform. It meant that he was afraid. Because in 2022, he came in uniform, in tanks, armed vehicles, missiles, and etc. Nobody stopped him before 2014. And that's why he increased his bravery. And that is why, for now, he's, believe me, even more sure than he was 10 years ago, even 4 years ago. That's why, if we will give him this opportunity to feel just this victory, we don't know what he will do next. I said it that our American friend that said, who knows, maybe on Donbass, maybe we will do free economic zone, and in the middle between us will stay Americans and etc. But I don't know. But if even American soldiers will stay there, we are not asking for them. But even if, let's imagine that they stay there.
Do you think that's possible?
No, let's imagine.
Okay,
Let's imagine. They stay. Nobody will control totally what's going on not controlled by Ukraine territory. Nobody will control. They can kill one or another, or be wounded, or will blow some, but can't do. And what any American president will say, because it can be tomorrow or in 5 years, 3 years, I don't know how many years they are ready to stay. So what the president will do depends who will be the president, yes? But I think we saw what was in Afghanistan. I'm not compare these things, but I think that if Putin wants to come and occupy us, and I think if they will provoke something, to my mind, there is a big chance that the people who will stay there, maybe not Americans, I mean somebody, yes, I think that they can go out. And in this case, Putin will provoke. Of course, not by themselves they will go out, but he will provoke. And they will go out. What will be? Will be big occupation of Ukraine, a lot of losses. That's why I said this is a variant, but not positive for Ukraine, with big risks for security guarantees and big risks for security guarantees of the country who gave these security guarantees to Ukraine, because that will be their word, yes.
Interfax Ukraine.
Енергетичне перемир'я. Можете ви сказати, чи планується це питання на наступному раунді в Женеві, і які очікування? Дякую дуже.
Хочеш відповісти?
We will be touching this point, but we cannot discuss it publicly.
Energy ceasefire. Yeah, so we are not publicly, we'll discuss it. Okay.
Okay, Stern, please.
Stern magazine, Morris Gottman from Germany. Following up to the question on Taurus, I remember that in autumn there was a lot of hope connected with the Flamingo missile, that it could also put pressure on Russia because it is a new weapon, a powerful weapon. But we haven't seen a lot.
We don't have a lot. We used them some days ago on the territory where they hold Oreshnik. Yes, and we will see the result, but we think that we had the result. So it's extremely important to increase the number. We had technical things, and between us, our one big line of production was destroyed by missiles, by Russian missiles. Now I can't speak about it because they relocated and already restarted. So, and it's a pity. It is always about it because this is how Russia works. But between us, everybody works this way. We also work at the territory of Russia, and we work to find where they have their lines of production, and they do the same. And it's a pity that some people in Ukraine, but Secret Service work with such people. So.
And the West is not putting limits on you.
No. Maybe I don't know. I mean, this not with me. That's not with somebody else. I think so. Yeah, but we don't get such messages.
Panie Presidente, on security guarantees, you said during your statement today at the conference that the security guarantees document had to be signed before decreasing.
We want.
You want, yeah, but allegedly the U.S. wants it to other way around.
They want together. The United States openly said to us their position that they want to make a peace. It's true. They want to make it as quick as possible. It's true. We feel it that they really want more than Russians, much more. It's true. Then we see that they want to sign all the documents together. They said about it. I said openly and emotionally that I think it's better to sign security guarantees. It's better for Ukraine to, this is just for trust between all of us. It doesn't mean that we don't trust Americans. No, it's about our people, and our people trust themselves because they are in this war for years under attacks, and nobody can, till now, nobody can stop this war. That's why I said we have to give this. It's not a gift, but we have to give this hope for Ukrainians and for Ukraine. Give us first security guarantees. This is my position. But we will. But it's not everything depends on us.
Christian.
Christian. Shall I use the micro? Christian Esch from Spiegel.
Доброго дня.
You said in January, meeting journalists after your Davos speech, you explained why you were so emotional and also attacking Europe. You explained that one problem for Ukraine in January was that Europeans didn't pay up in time for American PAC-3 missiles, and that meant that there was more destruction in Kiev and other cities than would have been otherwise.
It's not about that Europeans didn't pay. It's about that, when there are 30 countries which really support you, and we are thankful, and in a case of, for example, missiles, and there are, for example, 3-5 countries which pay for everybody. I mean this, and they are in Pearl 3 times already, but they had to be in 2025 once. Yes, I said I understand the feeling, and I'm risking, because these 5 countries, they are great supporters. Yes, and I'm afraid, because my feeling, because I speak with these very often with these countries, and they said, look, Mr. President, between us, help us, because if you will not help us, we can't just pay for everybody. And that's why I'm risking that I will lose these 5 countries. That's why my messages are, look, not words, steps, help us and help other Europeans to help us. So, sorry for interrupting, please.
No, that's very interesting. So, I don't know whether you can say that, but are there countries now, for example, Munich, you have spoken to who have not taken part enough or in time with Pearl and that should step up their contribution?
No.
For example, pays much less than Germany, France pays much less than Germany, but you have a good relationship.
No, Germany, no, it's not France pay less than Germany, that Germany pays more than everybody. Yeah, the biggest donator now is Germany. We can't compare the economy of Germany, and we can't compare their really readiness and how we work with Germans with everybody. We began to compare it with a positive competitive level with Norway. Norway, very strong supporter. They increased their help with Pearl, with air defense. Like German level. German help us with money, with air defense, with Pearl. And Norway help us with money, with air defense, with Pearl. Yes, I mean this in Nordics and other countries. Yes, but be very honest. Also, big supporter is all the Europeans, but Netherlands also. I have to mention that they also increased their support. Yes, but other countries also. So, yeah.
We only have time for one question, please, Reuters.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. President. My name is Maya Pamuk. I'm based in DC. I cover foreign policy. A couple of questions for the Americans. Can you confirm Scott Bessent will be in the team in the next round of talks? Does that concern you that perhaps you might be sort of pushed towards an economical deal that may not necessarily be very positive for Ukraine? Americans keep sounding positive about the talks, like next week, this week, 2 weeks, a month. What is your outlook for next week? And finally, who's your most favorite, preferred American counterpart on that side?
Great question. So the first one about Scott Bessent. They have good communication with my Prime Minister, Yulia Sviridenko. They began to build such relations from mineral deal, and they have very good contacts. We wanted very much to involve Secretary Bessent to the topic of prosperity, and that's why Minister of Economy, Prime Minister, they talk about it. I don't talk about it for today. Yeah, and they work on it. They have to bring me the final version, and then I will be involved to this. So I'm at the first stage with Witkov and Kushner about prosperity, and with Rustem we work. Now they work on it, and then at the end they will show where we are. And also there are some partners from Europe, some NSAs, which also very helpful in it. So, and Scott Bessent, mostly I think he's coming when the question of sanctions is raising. So that's why we're always with pleasure ready to meet him, because we need more sanctions on Russia. Today early in the morning, I had a meeting with senators. We asked them, and then publicly they said that they will try to do it during some weeks. We will see. It's not simple. We will see, but hope it can be done. And what we wait from, I think that the list of the group which will come to Switzerland, we didn't get from the United States. We can count on two main people, Steve Witkov and Jared Kushner. We understand that first we talk with them. Rustem is, how many talks today and yesterday you had with them?
Several per day.
You see? So, yeah, it's understandable. This group will be, who else really don't know, and who is the best.
Preferred counterpart, who you think safeguards perhaps like Ukrainian interests the most, or who's most realistic? Just like, because there hasn't been one counterpart, there's been multiple on the American side.
God bless President of the United States.
Thank you. We have to finish.
So sorry, we need to go have the meeting with Secretary of State.
Yeah. Вибачте, вже треба бігти. Окей. Дякую.
Президента має бути.
Sorry. Вибачте, будь ласка.
Is it easier to deal with Google events?
I don't know.
Это наш?